everybody, my name is Jenna and today I'm here filming my August wrap up and my September TBR. Air quotes, will make sense soon. So I had kind of a terrible reading month in August. I was in the biggest reading slump of my life. Well, that's a lie. My biggest reading slump of my life was between the years of 2013 and 2014. That was shocking. But I was definitely in a reading slump at the start of this month and I blame it on the book that I was reading. It took me over a month to finish the book, which sucks. Normally it does not take me anywhere near that long to finish the story. And because of that, I only read 4 books in August, which is still pretty good. A bunch of them I read towards the end of the month, but basically I got to a point where I was like, I need to just go to the shops and impulse buy a book and read it all in one day to get me out of the reading slump, which is exactly what I did. So that book, and therefore the first book that I read in August, was 5 Feet Apart by Rachel Lippincott with Mickey Daltrey and Tobias Iaconis. And I definitely butchered all those names, I'm very sorry. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. It is the book about these 2 teenagers who have cystic fibrosis. They fall in love, but they can only stand 5 feet apart from each other. It was turned into a movie this year with Haley Lou Richardson and Cole Sprouse, I think that's who the 2 were. I never saw the movie, but I really want to now because I really did enjoy this novel. Thought it was very well done. It was very John Green, Fault in Our Stars-esque, but better, I guess is the best way to describe that. I thought it was going to be a lot more emotional than what it was. It wasn't as emotional as I was expecting it to be, but I still really enjoyed it and I am glad that I read it and I'm really glad that it got me out of my reading slump. Next up, I finished an audiobook that I've been listening to for like the past 2 or 3 months, I don't even know, and that was The Amber Spyglass by Philip Pullman. This is the 3rd and final book in the His Dark Materials series and I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. So this book follows Lyra, Will and Dr. Malone as they all sort of go on their own journeys only to eventually arrive in the same place and everything sort of comes to a head in this novel. I really enjoyed it. I really did. I loved it. I love these characters. I love the plot. I love everything about it. However, this was a reread for me and when I first read it, I think I was like 13 or something, so I didn't understand the ending at all. I thought it was so confusing with all the religious undertones and everything, and I read it again, you know, now, and I thought I'm going to enjoy this so much more. I'm going to understand it so much more. I'm still so confused. I finished the book and was like, I truly do not understand what it was trying to tell me. I know it's got a message, but I just don't know what that message is at all. I did really enjoy the book though. I loved reading about these characters. I don't know how I feel about one particular aspect, a particular romance that occurs, because I didn't find it super realistic, I guess? I don't know. Either way, it's a great book and I am stoked and cannot wait for the His Dark Materials TV series to hurry up and premiere. It's meant to be premiering at some point this year. I think it's gonna be towards the end of the year, clearly. I'm guessing like October, November, but like I want it now. The 3rd book that I finished this month and the book that put me into the ridiculous reading slump was Lady Helen and the Dark Days Club by Alison Goodman. I gave this one a 3 out of 5 stars. This book is set in Regency era London and follows Helen as she navigates her social circle while also discovering that she is this being called a reclaimer and ends up having to decide whether or not she will join the Dark Days Club. The premise for the book was great and all of the like fantastical elements were really good, but the book was entirely too long. Like the first 100 pages were just all about the Regency era and all about Helen's, I think she was meeting the Queen or something, and I just wasn't a big fan of it. It dragged on, it took so long. The book itself, I swear it could easily be like 150 pages less. So the pacing was really off and it just kept pulling me out of the situation. I liked all the moments with all the fantasy stuff, but up until then, yeah, it just kept sort of pulling me out and I wasn't a big fan. All in all though, I did enjoy it and I think I would like to pick up the 2nd and 3rd book in the series because I am curious enough to know what's going to happen, but I also don't know if I can read a book this thick again when not a lot happens. The 4th and final book that I read in August was the YA Circle Book Club's Book of the Month, and that was It Sounded Better in My Head by Nina Kenwood. I gave this one a 2 out of 5 stars. I'm really not a big fan of contemporary and I didn't love this book as much as everyone else in my book club seemed to. I found the main character of Natalie to be incredibly boring and annoying rather than relatable. I did not think that the relationship was sustainable. I didn't think it was believable and I just had a lot of issues with the book in general. So I was not a big fan, but no one was surprised. In fact, everyone was actually just happy to see that I'd read the book, and they were all like, 2 stars from Jenna for a contemporary. It must have been a great book. So, you know, it's fine. So those are the 4 books that I read in August, and now we're going to talk about the books that I want to read in September, and the reason I said my September TBR. And that's because I don't have one. And I've been thinking about this a lot recently, and I do struggle to make a TBR and to stick with it. So I'm just not going to make one this month. I'm just going to pick up a book when it fancies me. I will be reading the YA Circle Book Club Book of the Month. That is Monuments by Will Kostakis. I don't know a lot about what it's about, but I know I'm meeting him on the 17th of September, so I need to get a move on reading that book. I'm currently reading A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I'm participating in a rereadathon for that, so those books will probably pop up in September, and I will still be doing my TBR jar. But apart from that, I just really just want to, when I'm thinking of what book to read, I just want to pick one out at random and go, yeah, let's read that. I'm in the mood for that. TBR wise though, TBR jar, a book with LGBTQIA+ rep. I probably have quite a few of those on my shelf. To be fair, the Court of Thorns and Roses series can count for that. Oh, I don't know. This is going to be a fun one, I think. I'm going to enjoy this. Apart from that, I've got some books that I'm considering reading, but mostly I am just going to pick up a book at random, one that sort of takes my fancy, and I'll see how we go. So there we go. That was my August wrap up and my not really existent September TBR. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below what you read in August, and also how you feel about TBRs in general. Do you love having a TBR? Do you tend to stick with one? Or are you kind of like me and you're going to experiment with the idea of not having a TBR? If you like this video, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing. Stay random. Bye.